What's up, my friends? How you doing? We're here today to talk about Star Trek Voyager. But I'm obviously first, I'm gonna do what I always do, which is share the live stream link in the Discord. And then once I'm done that, we'll do our hellos and we'll talk about this show from the perspective of the beginning of the show, because I haven't seen the series in its entirety. Okay, there we go. That's good. And we'll switch the chat over. Perfect. All right, so what's up? Felonious T, Shelton, Kansaki, Hurst, Clark, Clayton, DeVoe, Error, Kenneth, Towns, Everyday. What's up? What's going on? Hello to you. Hello to assorted lurkers. So, I've been binge watching a bit of Star Trek Voyager. I watched the first half of the first season so far, and I've watched enough of it that I was like, yeah, you know what? This is what I want to talk about today. I've just been churning through a bunch of it. Basically, how I got on this was randomly scrolling on Facebook or whatever, and there's just this like meme there, and it shows the hologram doctor from the show, and I was like, yo, I remember liking the hologram doctor from this show. And I don't remember having a negative disposition towards Voyager, but I always just kind of thought of it as existing, right? Like, I don't know. I liked Deep Space Nine. Like, I got into Deep Space Nine, but I never really got into Voyager. I just caught some episodes of it, so I had some feelings about some of the characters overall a bit, but overall, not too strong an impression. What up, Nikki? What up, Shane? So yeah, I went into it going, hey, haven't watched this since it was on TV forever ago. Why don't I put it on? We'll see what Carly thinks of it. So we watched it, and Carly didn't really care for it, right? She just kind of like middle of the road to her, not like she disliked it. She was just like, I can watch this or not watch it. But I was totally into it. I was like, actually, you know what? I'm vibing on this. This is enjoyable to me. It's fun. It evokes the old television days. The intro song for Voyager is banger. Man, the way the music swells all triumphantly, like I straight up love the Voyager intro music. It's awesome. You can ask Carly. I was getting into it today when it came to the intro music. So, yeah, it's a fun concept, right? Like you have the whole Star Trek vibe. And Star Trek is a very particular future where it's like mankind is living in harmony. We figured all our stuff out, so we don't really have any problems on Earth. It's just like, hey, everything's great. So now we've turned to space exploration and nobody has to worry about anything because they can just like replicate anything they want. Actually, it's funny. I had a revelation about science fiction today that feels really, really obvious, but that's how revelations go half the time, where you go, it finally makes sense. I finally have put all the pieces together. So, yeah, I don't know, man. I enjoyed myself with this stuff. So you have the Star Trek world where it's like we're not really into conflict. We're wandering around trying to learn things and trying not to mess with any pre-existing cultures. That's the kind of vibe, right? So, same kind of deal as Star Trek Next Generation. Like Deep Space Nine was, you got the actual space station. It's not really going anywhere. And then you got like Gul Dukat and you got, what's his name? Quark the Ferengi, all that. You got all that goodness, but Deep Space Nine doesn't go anywhere. Star Trek Next Generation, they fly around to different places. Voyager, same kind of vibe, except they've been teleported out into like an unknown quadrant, right? Where they're just out in the Delta Quadrant or whatever. So they've got like the Star Trek technology of Earth and the mindset of it, but now they got to deal with a bunch of different alien cultures, and they're cut off from any outside assistance, right? So they can't lean on the might of the Federation, which makes things very different, right? They can't just call in reinforcements. So I don't know, man. It's got like it's got a fun vibe to it overall, and I like most of the characters. Like, who do you got as the characters? You've got, like, I remember not liking Neelix when I first watched the show, so I thought that I wouldn't like him this time around, but I have found myself actually being totally fine with him. I'm like, oh, he's fine. He is what he is, right? So it's cool getting to see the series from the beginning and like in sequence. You know, it makes a difference. It makes a difference. You get more information, and while the show is done in like story installments where each episode is its own thing, there is carryover. So you got Neelix, and then you got his blonde lady who at this point, I don't really care for her. Like, I don't dislike her. I just find her mostly boring, I guess. Mostly boring. And sometimes I just get distracted by the way she talks. But yeah, overall, I find her boring so far. Then you have Tom, who is the dude who's like, check it out, I made like hologram programs where there's these sleazy dudes and I'm gonna kiss up on these ladies and stuff. And it's just like, come on into my little casino, I'm working the angles. And then you've got like, so he's like he's the angle shooter, right? And then you got Kim, who is the good guy. He's the straight shooter. And together, they're a fun combo, right? I dig that. Hey, Superbacker, yeah, you're saying the same thing. Harry Kim and Tom Paris. I don't know like all their full names like currently. You know what I mean? I'm still getting acclimated to this particular group of characters. So, who else do you have? You got Captain Janeway, who does a pretty decent job of being the stern captain, although there was the one episode which was weird with all that spirit animal nonsense. Oh, that one was... Anyways, so you've got her. She's pretty good as a captain. And then you've got Chakotay, who I remember liking Chakotay when I watched it, like, back in the day when I saw intermittent episodes. But, like, I don't really like Chakotay right now. He seems like a pointless douchebag. Like, he's just like, check it out, bro. I got these little tattoos on my forehead, and I've got a spirit animal, and like, don't mess with these bodies because of the spirits and all this crap. And you're just like, this is like, what you're doing is lame, bro. You're lame. So like, Chakotay at this juncture is lame, and I'm wondering if I just have a different opinion of him this time around and it will persist, or if he will become a character that I like more. But right now, they seem to just be trying to lean into like the tribal Earth Indian spirit kind of thing. And it comes across like when he shows up to the captain, he's like, I brought my spirit bundle. And it's just like, I'm going to teach you how to get a spirit animal. Normally we would take like drugs for this, but you know what? Science has made something. So here you go, use this, touch this sciencey thing and think of a stone. Right? Like, he's like, okay, what is this? Like, do they have different writers for different episodes? Hey, Nathan, thanks for the super chat. Voyager is good. You like Voyager? Bro, I understand why. The music, the intro music is banger. As the kids say nowadays, that shit slaps. It slaps. Carly takes delight in how much I enjoy the intro music. Like, I'm just like, oh, because it's epic. Oh, Nathan says the board is better. Man, you're hyped up. Lord of the board taking yourself straight out the gates. All right. I can dig it. Thanks for the super chats, bro. You rule. iRock says, yo, so awesome. My buddy sent me You'll Never Own These cards from a few years ago when I showed him the Heroes card I showed you. Oh, wait, what? Wait, your buddy sent you my video and then you showed him. Wait, okay, so you all right, now I get it. The Heroes card that you showed me, you showed him, and then he sent you my video. All right. All right. It's funny how things work, man. It's funny how things work. So, Nikki, you know what, buddy? I'm kind of somewhat a little bit aware of that from seeing a reference to it somewhere where I don't know if they think they might have talked about it on Red Letter Media or something, but I've never seen that episode. I've only seen the first 8 episodes of Voyager. So this is just a discussion of like the initial impressions of just kind of everything, you know? Just kind of everything. So yeah, Chakotay is jank. The doctor is a fucking all-star. Like, he's just like, he walks out and he's like, yo, I'm about to carry this show. Like, he is awesome from day one. And honestly, has made me rethink, like, my whole stance on robots and everything, because this is something we've talked about with Chobits and everything else recently. But the doctor is amazing. The fact that he is a holographic projection that's been programmed to be this like curmudgeon assistant. It's just a program that's meant to assist a medical team that already exists on a starship, right? But they've been flung 70,000 light years across the galaxy. There is nobody else. So this holographic doctor software is the only doctor the ship has. And like, people just treat it like it's a hologram, right? Like they don't talk to it like it's a person. The holographic doctor ends up having the blonde chick as his assistant, right? And everybody's just talking to her and ignoring his existence. Like they're hearing what he's saying, but they're not talking to him like he's a person, right? And I'm like, I get that because I've said, who cares when a robot dies? Who cares, right? Doesn't make a big deal. But at the same time, I recognize I really like that doctor. And if I was on that ship and the software unit that had him in there got destroyed, that would actually be disheartening to me. So the whole, like, I've just always been, a robot's just a toaster, who cares? I have to acknowledge that policy isn't like one size fits, one size fits all kind of deal. It's it's just the reality of it, where I realize, like that would make me sad. I get it. Nathan, you recall Chakotay getting better as it went on. The presentation of Indigenous people was okay for the time, but feels really tokenish now. It certainly does. But whatever, man. Honestly, I just found it like kind of like boring and shoved in. I was like, So yeah, the doctor, like, he starts out and he's sarcastic and just curmudgeonly and disgruntled, and I just enjoy it. I enjoy the fact that he doesn't start out with a name. I didn't know he didn't have a name to begin with. Like, that's cool. He was just the software, and that's how everyone responded to him. And he kept lamenting that people would not turn off the software, right? So, like, he would legitimately just, like, this was a reoccurring complaint that he had. Can I turn up the volume a bit? Hold on, let me see if I get the microphone a bit closer. Maybe that'll help. See, I don't think about that when I'm sitting here yammering. Hopefully that's better. Hopefully that's better for you there. So, that's weird. So, he keeps lamenting about how no one will shut him off. And it turns out later it's because Like people just leave and he's got nothing to do and he's just stuck there on just like, okay, so yeah, can you shut me off or whatever? And he just starts seeming like an overworked human, right? And then they give him his own autonomy where the captain is like, okay, what if I was to treat you like an actual crew member? I'll give you the ability to disable yourself whenever you want to, so you're not stuck this way. And decided to like give him a name and everything, and it's pretty cool. I'm liking it. I'm liking it. So yeah, that was the character that ended up making me decide to go back and check the show out. And I was loving it today. Like I wasn't actively directly watching it. I was just kind of like watching it somewhat but doing other things at the same time. The same way you used to do with stuff on the background like on like a TV or whatever. It just on top of being entertaining, it had this very homey feel that I vibed on. Griff, you like Deep Space Nine better? Well, you know what, buddy? I can't disagree with you. Deep Space Nine was banger. Me and Carly really liked the beginning of it when what's his name? The captain would stand in front of one of the glass windows and his black outfit would meld with the night sky. So he would just look like a floating head and we'd just be like, he's merging with the universe again. He's merging with the universe again. And Deep Space Nine had the Taylor Garrick. Wasn't that his name? Garrick? He was awesome. He was awesome. And Gul Dukat. There was a bunch of awesome stuff in Deep Space Nine. And yeah, I'm vibing. I'm vibing on Voyager. The answer to the stream's title is it's good. It's fun. I'm liking it, man. I'm liking it. Superbacker, you've seen every series but DS9? Oh, bro, DS9's banger. Like, DS9 is more banger than it has any right to be. I put Deep Space Nine on, like, I don't know if you guys have the same problem that I do being in a relationship where it's like anything that's good, like, anytime I find something that's good, it's like, yo, I gotta watch this with Carly, and she does the same. So we can never watch anything good on our own because we're just gonna watch it together, right? So I had to find something that was good enough. Do you know what I mean? So that's all I looked for. I looked for something where I'm like, what can I watch when I'm on my own, when Carly's not here? It's not gonna matter because she doesn't care. And I settled on Deep Space Nine because she doesn't even really watch Star Trek. And I had it on the TV while I was sorting cards and stuff, right? Like a lot of those show too is dialogue too, so you don't even have to worry. You don't have to be staring at the screen all the time for that. You can absorb it from the background with the atmospheric music, all of it, right? So yeah, it's So I'm sorting cards. I'm watching Deep Space Nine, and Carly came in and she's like, "This is great. Like I really like this," and just started watching it with me. So Voyager, she didn't really care about the first episode. So I'm like, "Oh, well, this can be a show I can watch without her." Because then we just started watching Deep Space Nine together and went through the whole series from start to finish, and it was entertaining. It was entertaining. What's up? Oh, Carly's got a disease, guys. It's called not hide your hand when you're gonna use the tiny hand.
Well, I can't. There. I think I've got.
Charlie's got many hands, guys. Yeah, rub my face. There you go. Now it looks like they're your hands, guys. I'm into weird shit. Put it back on my face. It looks yes.
I was
there.
giving you like a.
Look, just put it back on my face, woman. Put your tiny hands where I tell you to. You think your tiny hands can contain my big mouth? Hmm? Yeah. Yeah.
It's hard.
Hey, watch the eyes. I need those.
Yeah. Okay. So you can play with them.
Thank you.
And to deliver the tiny hands. I'm baking a cake.
Yeah, bacon and cake. Bacon and cake. So yeah, we ended up watching all of Deep Space Nine. That's totally worth watching. And now I'm gonna see how good Voyager is going through it. I enjoyed in the first episode where they go down to the one planet and they're dealing with these tribal level people, and they're like, we need your help, we'll offer you this water, and they just make gigantic vats of water materialize, right? Because they have the replicators, so they can just make water. At the beginning, they're just like, I actually liked it when they dealt with like Neelix originally, and he's some scavenger, and they're like, we want to work with you, and he's like, you have nothing to offer me, like there's nothing I could want. And there's like, well, there's got to be something you want. And he's like, well, do you have water? It's like Water World, where like water is super precious, right? And so he's like, do you have water? And they're like, we give you all the water you want, bro, right? You know, because they're replicators, so they replicate tons of water. So same deal. They go down to the planet, and they're like, yo, we'll give you water. And then they make these two gigantic vats of water show up, and the tribal leader guy goes, so why do you need our help? Like, you can literally make water materialize out of thin air. How could you possibly need our help? You have godlike powers. And I really enjoyed that. And then I liked the way that they found a way to nerf that, because they acknowledged that, yo, unlimited use of replicator technology is overpowered, right? So it's like the fact that you can just replicate anything any society wants to trade for because you have better technology, it's too overpowered. So they find a way to nerf it by going, the replicators eat up a lot of power. They can't go and recharge the spaceship easily, right? So they can't recharge the Voyager easily. And that becomes a new fucking situation where you have some level of humanity going on with it, where Janeway's like, yo, I just want some coffee, bro. Like, for real. But I can't replicate it because that'll set a bad example for the crew. So we need more power so I can freely have my coffee. And then they end up like hunting into this nebula looking for power, but it turns out that nebula is an entity, and they're all blasting around inside it. That's what they'd been doing. And then she asked the doctor, she's like, hey, what do you think? Do you think we hurt this space entity? And he's like, you dumb bitch. You like blew holes in it and shit. Of course you hurt it, you fucking dumb. Right? Like, I love the doctor and his straight up acerbic wit. Like, he's great. He's great. He is fantastic. Tookie, you think Voyager was a 5 out of 10 when it came out, but since 2009, a 9 out of 10? I get what you're saying. You're saying by the entertainment standards of the current era, it's much better. And I agree. There's a lot of stuff you go back and it's like, this is just entertaining. Like, this is pretty solid, right? They cover a whole bunch of deals, and like, they've got some action, but it's not just a mindless action. I love that in the beginning, the first time when we were watching the first episode of Voyager, and you hear the ship go by and it goes zoom, and I was just like, I love that. In space, they can't hear you zoom, but here we go, a zoom. So yeah, I'd say it's a fun series so far. It's enjoyable, but you know, I had higher standards back in the day because there was better entertainment being made back then. So by those days' standards, you know what, totally. I think calling it a 5 out of 10 is reasonable. I think that's reasonable. Think that is a reasonable view. But either way, it's been providing some entertainment. I like the way things are going with the characters. The writing doesn't seem stupid. Superbacker, the Voyager theme song is mega epic, bro. I love it. I love the fact that like the Voyager is trying to get back home, and they had the one episode where they found like a what was it, like a wormhole or something? But it's a super tiny wormhole. So they couldn't just fly the ship through it. They had to try and like send a message through it. They could also like beam other things through the hole. So they end up finding this Vulcan dude or whatever who's out there, who agrees to help them, but he's still skeptical, so they teleport him over to the ship kind of deal. And it turns out that he's not just like, because he's in the Alpha Quadrant where they're trying to get back to, but he's not just in the Alpha Quadrant. He's in the Alpha Quadrant from like 20 years ago. And I was like, oh, that's cool, man. That's cool. And they had the other episode where there's this kind of like chrono technology or something like that. And it literally just evaporates everybody and wipes out an entire civilization. And then there's these like crazy time rifts that are kind of traveling across the planet that they're getting caught in that warps them back by a day. So it's one day before the civilization gets wiped out. Like, I get it, man. I always was like, yo, why do people like science fiction more than they like fantasy? And why is science fiction more popular than fantasy? Because fantasy has like magic and things you can never do in the real world. And that's the reason. That's the reason that people like sci-fi more. Because sci-fi is fucking magic that's more believable as attainable because it's delivered by technology. So it's just, it's easier for people's minds to grasp it as something more realistic and believable. And so the difference between a spell and science magic in terms of a story is negligible, but in terms of people's engagement with it and interest in it, it definitely makes an impact. And it feels like a very, like I said, a very obvious and evident kind of thing. But I didn't understand it fully until today when I was vibing on Voyager. And I'm like, I get it. I finally fucking understand. I still like fantasy more than sci-fi, but I like sci-fi more than I used to. Yeah, Magaro, that's true. That guy died before their current point in history. I thought that was cool. I thought like, yo, this guy had to keep everything a secret. The Romulan that they, or Vulcan or whatever, maybe it was a Romulan. It was probably Romulan. Either way, it's one of them, dude. It was a Romulan. So they transport the Romulan back, but the deal is like, he can't say anything because it'll change history. Like they can't teleport themselves back through it. They can't beam themselves back through it to his ship or whatever, because then they'll be 20 years earlier and they'll mess up the time stream continuum kind of shit, right? So same deal with the Romulan guy. He can't say anything. And so they'd wanted to deliver messages to their families to let them know they're okay. But then they came up with a workaround. They're like, yo, bro, how about in 20 years from now, when it reaches the point where we're out here, when in your normal lifespan, 20 years from now, you tell our government that we're stuck out here. Cool? And he's like, yeah, we'll do that. And it's like, all right, cool. But then Tuvok, the Vulcan dude, ends up getting access to records going, oh no, I checked it out. That guy died 4 years before this happened. So he couldn't have delivered the messages. But maybe he left it to somebody else to do. So it's left unknown whether people back home know or not. It's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. I like it. I like it. So yeah, man, the Voyager show is pretty solid. Yeah, Magaro. Yeah, you know what? I mean, you would think it'd be probable that he would end up like telling his government, especially since he's like on a secretive research mission for them as well. Carly got me these mini hands today. She pulled them out of nowhere. It's pretty funny, actually. I love the ability to binge watch stuff. It's so dope, man. It's so dope. Being able to like watch all this stuff, like it's the combination of having the nostalgia and the enjoyment of like the old school TV vibe and whatever, but complete control over it. Do you step outside for a few minutes? You have to go to the bathroom. You can pause it. You can back it up. You watch stuff on demand. It's so good. Like, this is the best timeline. And this is the best time to be alive, friends. We're living the good life. Praise the internet for giving us access to stuff that basically was long gone and inaccessible to us, aside from like, what are you going to do? What are you going to do back in the day? sit and watch reruns and like record them? You know what I mean? Like, are you just gonna like record each rerun to VHS until you have them all? Lunar eclipse, yeah. Deep Space Nine is spectacular. Carly hates when Odo and Kira get together because like she thinks Kira gets all grody. Jess, yeah, the stream did just jork out, bro. 100%. What year do I think Star Trek would be a possible future? I mean, I don't know, bro. I don't know if it could be, but I would say like you'd need more than 200 years. Felonious D, that's true. I did say praise the internet, and then the stream broke. I guess I shouldn't take the stream lord's name in vain. I'm sorry, internet. I'm sorry. I bow down. I bow down. To appease the internet, I will massage the Octorok. Welcome to my ASMR. You gotta rub him until he shoots full release. Decay, Voyager was the first Star Trek you watched all the way through as it aired, and it's your favorite? Right on. So far, Deep Space Nine is my favorite, but Voyager has a pretty good vibe. And actually, watching Voyager is making me want to go back and watch The Next Generation afterwards, which I probably will. I'm probably going to go on a Star Trek and sci-fi-ish kind of bender, because that's what I'm feeling right now. Yeah, McGarrow, when your buddies lent you the DVD collection the first time you saw the expanded ending, I don't remember if we saw an expanded ending or a regular one. I remember it started getting crazy at the end with like space ghosts and stuff, man. And like Cisco being some kind of prophet, the Cisco or whatever. Like, it was pretty wild, man. It was pretty wild. They have joined into one. The original broadcast ending of Deep Space Nine was where Odo rejoined the Great Link and left Kira sitting on the rock. Roll credits. I don't remember. That was nutty, man, that the shapeshifters turned out to be like behind everything. And I was like, that's kind of cool. The Shapeshifter Syndicate, right? That was pretty wild. Odo spending his time in a bucket. Oh. So yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing what else Voyager has to offer. Carly, yeah, I was saying that you love Deep Space Nine and how I ended up having to save the show to watch with you because you were into it. That's the way it goes. It happens with most shows. But that's all right. That's all right. That's the way of things. Cisco was the emissary. That's right. That's right. Super duper. I'm getting fucking edgy for the kids. What can I say, buddy? Gotta reach out to them fucking children so they can get their kids get their parents' credit cards. I get kids to give me money with their credit cards so I can buy butt plugs and mail them to the fucking third world. And then when they're like, "Why'd you mail us this? We could use food." And I'm like, "I want you to know how little I care about your fucking problems." I mail butt plugs to the third world as a fucking show of dominance, just so you know, bro. So that's what the lighting has to do with. Just so you're aware. Nikki, they're making a miniature ship game called Star Trek Into the Unknown. Are they small, like micro machines? You found out recently that Voyager episodes aired out of order? I feel like you could do that with a bunch of them and it wouldn't really matter that much, you know? That's super duper. Never had spiked root beer, bro. Sounds funny, but that's cool. Well, I mean, you realize that when I say these things, I don't actually fucking do them, right, Jess? Also, I have a wife. Carly says that when I say fucked up shit, I'll say something. I'll say something crazy, and she'll just be like, "That's mean," and I'm like, "No, it would be mean if I said it to them." Okay, here it's just funny. Nobody's getting hurt. I'm not going around saying mean shit to people. So whatever. I'm not going up to people and going, "Yo, you fucking suck all the dicks, especially the unwashed ones," right? So I'll say it. I'll say it in my own home. Little miniature ships you push along a board, and it's like miniature wargaming, but with ships. Ah, okay. Okay, Warhammer 40 Star Trek K. Carly, don't you put that evil on this home. The evil is non-existent. You're making it up. You're making it up. It's only mean to say awful things to people, not about them when they're not there. That's fine. That's fine. That's not being mean. There has to be somebody you're being mean to for it to be mean. That's how it works. That's how it works. You know? Like if you go up to somebody and you're like, "Yo, they are ugly, man. I'm so glad they don't have their face because it looks like it was set on fire and put out with a chain." And then you just be like, "That's mean." And be like, "No, because I didn't say it to them. What's mean is the universe making that face. I got to look at it. That's mean to me. That person who has the face, they're the only one that's not getting inflicted on it. They don't got to look in a mirror or nothing all day, right? So we're all the ones who got to look at it. It's happening to us." But I go into my apartment and I say they're ugly as fuck, right? And I mean, I didn't do it. I didn't make them ugly. I didn't make that person at all, right? I wish they would make a new awesome Star Trek ship battle game. How about Battleship, but it's with Star Trek? You sunk my Enterprise. Wish they would make the Ferengi card game that Jadzia played. I wish they made that game that you got teleported into by aliens and forced to play against your will. I wish they had that, bro. For real. I wish they had aliens that would just infect you with parasites and then force you to run in giant hamster wheels to power their spaceships. Lunar says it's called Dabo. Dabo sounds like a shitty street drug that you would see like news outlets freaking out. Are all the kids doing Dabo? Tonight at 11, is your kid high on Dabo? Kids are huffing. Oh, that's already something. Whatever. That could be like that Jenkum stuff. Kids are huffing butt juice. It's called Dabo. You fart in a bottle and add 2 cups of Kool-Aid, a quart of fucking Coke, and 2 Mentos. They call it Daboing. Oh. Dabo is the roulette wheel. Yeah, where you could bet your latinum. Carly says, by definition, he's right. To be mean, unkind, spiteful, or unfair. Unkind is inconsiderate and harsh to others. Yeah, you're not doing it to anybody, so it can't be mean. Can't be mean. I like how like every alien in Star Trek is just like human but with some crap stuck on their fucking head. Like there was these aliens that like died and went to this meteor or whatever, and they were just like dollar store Klingons. They just had shitty butt heads. And it was just like It's like, then you go, the hell is this, man? It's all the same. Every single, it's just like, give them a different weird forehead. But like every, like, look at how incompatible the life forms are just on Earth. But like every alien you meet, you could fuck. You know, like all of them. They got arms and legs, and you can just everybody can bang, man. It's hilarious. Lunar says Canadians be mean, challenge impossible. I can be mean. I could be a mean person. There was a reason why all the aliens were human like. It was an episode of The Next Generation. Well, at least they tried to explain it, so that's something. I suppose. DeVos says, hey, you guys got dicks too. The Federation, humans on meeting every single other alien race. Yo, you have dicks too? That's funny. That's fucking funny. You know? Break Stop says, pretty sure dolphins can bang every animal on Earth. Yeah, only if you throw them in the water, because I don't know if you heard about dolphins, but those things are worthless on land, bro. You jam your dick in their blowhole and see how long they fucking live for, right? Decades, because humanoid forms the majority who develop tools and ships, the non-humanoid toads. Well, but they all have the exact same, like, configuration of torso and arms and shit. Like, you couldn't just be a butt with arms sticking out of you or something. Like, nothing. Nothing like that. It's all just like, well, they couldn't have made tools if they didn't have arms. And what, they're all the fucking same, man. They're all the same. Think about the variations of dinosaurs on Earth, and then think about the variation of aliens. And the variation of aliens is all just like, check it out. I got 4 ridges on my head. Check it out. I got 3 ridges and a fucking dildo for a nose. Oh. Oh, it's silly. Sandwich, you can get some barks in my honor the next time you get some soda pop. Nice. Nice. I'll fucking drink to that. Oh, my root beer's running low. Actually, I'm going to need to top this up. It's a good reminder to top it up. Jess, you're going to buy 90 liters of pop next month for $77. Look at you plotting out these purchases like some kind of fucking tycoon, man. Gonna corner the market. You know how many liters you're buying. I mean, that's good dollar to liter ratio, I will say. I will say. Oh, it smells good out here. right, I'm back. My root beer has been refilled. What up, Cardboard Splitter? How's it going, buddy? What'd you miss? Missed us talking about Voyager, son. And if you're a big Voyager fan, then yeah, actually talked a fair bit about it. Sometimes the stream titles we don't talk about much, and then sometimes we actually do. So this has been one with a bunch of talking about it. Good news is for you, if you want, later on you can watch a stream when it gets re-uploaded over on the stream archive. So you can hear all that was said about all the different characters and my impressions of the first 8 episodes. Oh, there you go. Look at that. Turning my fucking forehead into one of those Shar-Pei dogs. Oh, never mind, guys. I'm ready to be on fucking Voyager. Hey, check it out. I'm a completely different fucking race than you. I'm like super way big different, guys. Check it out. I've got a fucking third nut and it lets me see into deep space, bro. The radiation, the radiation from my ball bag opens up fucking wormholes. My first time watching Splendor, I only saw a little bit of it here or there back in the TV days. This is my first time doing a progressive watch through and seeing the story as it unfolds. As it unfolds. And if I continue to enjoy it, then we will have other videos talking about it as well. Maris, yes, it is crazy that you're in a completely different country and the technology has gotten to the point where you can send a message and I can respond to it, like just right away. And specifically in this video style format. It's absolutely wild. And you can do it from a cell phone too. Like, it's crazy. I love it. The technology is amazing. It's amazing. Everything is so much more advanced than it was when I was a fucking kid. And it's wild. And we can just have fun talking about whatever. And like this, for example, because of the glory of the internet, I was able to binge watch a bunch of Voyager. And now random people from all over the world can get together to hang out and talk about it and just chill and have a good time. It's pretty awesome, man. Pretty awesome. That's it, Nikki. That's how you meet aliens. Dicks out for the aliens. That's the international sign for peace. Take a look at my junk. I mean you no harm. Only my charm. The Janeway actress was a stand-in for the actress they actually wanted for the pilot, but they kept her. Oh, well, you know what? I think she's a good choice. She works. She works as a captain. And, like, it doesn't have the same problem that a lot of current era shows have where they're like, strong woman. We're going to make her a strong, powerful woman, but they don't know how to do it. So Janeway seems fine in that regard. They even have the whole, like, somebody calls her sir, and she's like, I don't want to be called sir. And it's like, call you ma'am. It's like, just call me captain kind of thing. And it's like, you know what? Well done. It didn't feel like crap, like a bunch of the stuff they make now. I'm like, that works. That works. So she seems like an okay choice to me so far. James P. At first you had no idea I was Canadian, and then I did a wander stream and you saw the flag and you're like, wait a minute, Canada? That's right, buddy. That's right. Most of the people who watch me are in America, but there's people in all kinds of different countries. There's people in all kinds of different countries watching me do this nonsense. Oh. Yeah, people come from all different parts of the world to hang out and chat and have a good time. It's nice. It's very chill. I love the internet. And I love that everybody can have their own little space to do this, right? You just choose to do whatever you want. Everyone can do it. It's not some, like, gated off thing like back in the TV days where only a handful of people had access. She regretted playing Janeway Stern. She thinks it might have been better if Janeway loosened up a bit. I don't think so. Janeway Stern's better. That episode where Janeway was into fucking spirit animals and shit was stupid. It was dumb. It was dumb. Clayton, I ain't from New Jersey, you scandalous fuck. Don't be spreading lies. Don't be spreading lies about me, bro. I'll use my mind powers. Hoi! These are goofy. Don't mind me. I have really tiny hands and abnormal tumorous wrists. I got the thickest wrists in the game, yo. If your daughter likes thick wrists and fingering with the entire hand, then send her my way, bro. Tell her I'll go all the way to my bulbous wrist. I'm gonna go all the way to my bulbous wrist in your daughter. Or maybe, if you play your cards right, your son. Huh? Signing off. It's Mr. Bulbo wrist. Look at that. Thickest wrists in the fucking biz, son. Thickest wrists in the biz. Brent, Star Trek Voyager, good and bad? Oh, you fucking maverick. I salute you with my bulbous wrist, bro. I've got a fucking tumor in my wrist, so if you know a doctor, send him my way. Send him my way. Rip and ship, what's up? How's it going? Voyager, you guess you'd say good? You guess? All right, well, you know all about the moon action, so I'm going to take your word for it, buddy. High five, man. That's just for you. I'm going to touch you with, this is my pack opening hand. Millmaster, what? Out of randomness, what are you asking about Girl Guides? Did somebody talk about that and I missed it? Did I miss it? You know, Girl Guides are the lady equivalent of the fucking Boy Scouts. I'm ignoring any theories about stuff in Voyager, about stuff I haven't seen so far, right? Like, I'm still at the beginning. So if I start to read something that looks like it's like, I don't know about it yet, I'm like, my brain's tuning it out so I can be surprised. Carly was a Girl Guide, and I was a Boy Scout many years ago. I was a beaver, then a cub, then a scout. Brent, you say Voyager had more issues overall than other shows at the time, but could be decent. But then other shows came along, and even haters are now up more on Voyager. It really does feel like the stuff from like the 90s and whatever else. There was a bunch of good stuff that just kind of got passed over, and because things are kind of terrible now, they're getting more love. Decay, it's all good, legit. Like, your comment is a perfect example of one where I started to read it and went, it probably has more information than I want. So I just was like, abort. So you didn't do nothing, and that's fine. People are here who want to talk about Voyager. This is the internet, and I'm not ridiculous enough to be like, nobody say anything. Like, it's fine. It's fine. I don't care. It's not gonna ruin my time, right? People are just excited to talk about something they like. So that is a non-issue, bro. Mailmaster, they kicked you out of Boy Scouts. Yeah, because you tried to join when you were like 35, but you didn't want to be one of the leader guys, and they knew exactly what you were about. You're like, I just want to play Pokemon alone with the Boy Scouts. I just want to play Pokemon alone with them. That's all. Just some alone time. And they're like, yeah, you can't be a part of this. But I just need to play Pokemon. I have to catch them all. And by catch them all, I don't mean the Boy Scouts. I mean the Pokemon. I need some friends. My wife won't talk to me anymore. Please, I know you think I'm a weirdo, and you're right. Oh, Millmaster, that was a setup for a joke. Oh, well, damn, man. I didn't see that part, and I went off on my rant. So that's fine. We'll leave that there. That works. That works. Brent, you still don't like it, but it's better than Enterprise? Wait, is it the Enterprise is the name of, isn't that Star Trek Next Generation? There's not one called Enterprise, is there? So I dropped Spawn? No, I read all the Spawn comics. Man, that is cyclical and boring at a certain point, right? Like, it's all the same thing. Everybody's like, I killed this guy. Did you? I killed Malbolgia. Did you? I killed Clown. Did you? I came back. You won't believe it when you find out who the freak is. No, I think you mean I won't care. And they're like, check it out. Now Spawn's another guy. Oh my God, Spawn, your costume was the most powerful, dangerous thing ever. Oh wait, no, it's not. Now it is. Oh wait, no, it's not. Now it's you. Oh wait, no, it's not. Oh my God, the whole world's at stake. 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 I make the rules. Wanda, I make the rules. Wanda, I make the rules. Wanda. Fuck. Tedious. Ribbon Ship, there is an Enterprise. It was on UPN or some small channel like that. It followed the very first Enterprise. It was interesting. Okay, I never heard of it. Never heard of it. Enterprise, the Quantum Leap Captain. Enterprise is the name of the show at the NX-01 in the timeline before Kirk and the Federation, when Earth is still developing tech to join the wider galaxy, and Vulcans oversee Scott Bakula. Oh, okay, Scott Bakula's the captain. I just read that. I read that as if, like, it's the future. And this is what's going on. And the Vulcans specifically oversee Scott Bakula. The key, you think that Enterprise would have done better, but the intro song made people cringe? People are easily driven away from things, especially when it comes to sound. He is the captain, so they do oversee him. All right, well, there you go then. It actually happens. It happens. Cardboard Splendor, you have me on blast, and then I'm yelling, oh my God, the whole world's at stake, and it's coming out mad loud, and people are turning their heads. That's funny. You can feel Scott Bakula's kiss whispers. What the hell does that mean? Does that have something to do with Quantum Leap, bro? Or do you, like, have posters of Bakula on your wall that y'all, like, just rub his face? You're like, oh, Scott Bakula, I'd let you suck my neck like Dracula. And you know that's true because it rhymes, dog. Suck my neck, Scott Bakula, like I'm a Slim Jim. Whisper into my ear like your Macho Man Randy Savage. Ooh, yeah. What other fun things can you yell on the streets of New York? There have been people like out and about with the streams, which is hilarious to me considering the stuff that ends up getting talked about. And it's just like, there was the one night where we were just talking about abducting kids and someone's just in a pizza place. Like, and I was yelling and saying shit. Clayton, there ain't nothing quantum about it. It's just the regular version, bro. There ain't no quantum entanglement there, let me tell you. Let me tell you. Oh, you guys, you remember the stream where we talked about a bunch of different Halloween movies and recommendations were made? Well, we watched Stay Tuned last night. That's goofy. That movie is goofy with a whole bunch of fun references to a bunch of other properties. I wouldn't classify it as like an amazing movie or anything, but it was all right. It was all right. What up, Goddard? How you doing, buddy? Jess, you're getting your tooth fixed at 11 a.m. tomorrow for free? Oh, you know when somebody offers to do something for free in your mouth, it's not going to be free. It's not going to be free. It's good you're getting your tooth fixed, but when they knock you out with that gas, bro, they're going to do something for real. It's the internet, so they're probably going to put cucumbers in your butt and take pictures of it for their butt-cumber Instagram or something, you know? Something. That's what I would do if I was a dentist. I would knock people out with sleeping gas, and I would put cucumbers in their butts and put it on the fucking dark web. They've never knocked you out? Sure they haven't. You just don't remember, bro. They swizzle your brain up real good. Yeah, I've never been put under for a dental procedure. It's a freaky idea, man. Put under the anesthetic, you know? It's always painful. Yeah, there's always some measure of pain, but I usually have them numb me up pretty hard, man. Numb me up pretty hard. Make me numb as hell. I tell the lady, I'm like, I want my mouth to match my soul. Numb and empty, please. Numb and empty. I don't want to feel nothing. I hate even just the initial jamming of the needles in your gums, man. What a nightmare. What a nightmare, but it's better than the alternative. Your fucking teeth rotting out of your head. Oh, the joys of an animal body. I need to go to fucking deep space where I can replicate everything. I need to replicate teeth and serotonin from a brain. Replicator. Replicate crack. I'm going to smoke crack in space, bro. I'm going to be a space crackhead. I'm going to smoke fucking rock in space, bro. I'm going to smoke that glass pipe like it's dick. Jess, get you that Netflix action, buddy. You wish you had some crack? No, you don't. You don't want crack. You don't want that shit for real. It's funny to joke about. But no, you don't want it in real life. Executioner, the original and next gen are the best. You got both on Blu-ray. Those are your solid choices, huh? Fair enough. Fair enough. Deep Space Nine is my favorite one so far. Deep Space Nine. That's the top one. It's also the only one that I've watched in its entirety, so I can't really say where the other ones rank until I've watched them. Jess, if it's anything like herb, you'll love it. Yeah, the problem with crack is you'll love it too much, bro. The stuff that people will do to get it is wild. You've never just been like, yo, I'd suck a smelly dick to get a J, right? You've never been like, I'd like to smoke a joint. I would suck an unwashed dick to get it, right? But you do that for crack rock. You may think you wouldn't, but the fucking survey says, Family Feud, the science says, yeah, you would. Yeah, you fucking would. So, you don't want it. You'll enjoy it so much that you'll suck unwashed dicks to get more, bro. You don't want that, man. Like James P. says, 37. I'm number 37? Kanzuki says, US doesn't get Star Trek on Netflix anymore. Dun, dun, dun. Milbez says, all crack does is make you throw up and want to smoke more crack. Okay, never mind, Jess. Let's get on crack, bro. I'm kind of fat in the belly, and I've been looking for a way to lose that to shed some pounds, especially since, the whole Christmas season, that's when people get fatter. So if smoking crack is going to help me lose weight, I'm going to fucking smoke that rock, bro. I'm going to smoke that rock and slim down, look good. It's worth it to smoke crack if you look good. James P in a row in space. Yeah, because there's more space in space, dude. Don't watch the Enterprise unless you want a poor story, terrible acting, and basically Star Trek. All right. All right. Paramount Plus sucked up all the Star Trek and NBC shows. I'm more interested in the older Star Trek rather than the newer properties that they make, you know? Just having them on, you know, in the background to somewhat watch and somewhat chill playing games or do other things. I got some other stuff done today while Star Trekking. I like it. It definitely really does feel like the old TV days. It's got a nice nostalgic feel to it. So hopefully that continues, man. I'm hoping that it continues to give me the vibes that I like. Who knows, shows fall off or you just become disinterested, you know? Neelix, the funny thing to me about Neelix is like looking at him and looking at the other characters, and it's like, how much time do you have to spend getting all that stupid makeup slathered on your head versus like the blonde chick who's just like, I'm just a pretty blonde girl. But look, my ears are a little pointed. Enterprise is like 10 years in the future. Well, that's lame, James B. That's lame, bro. Yeah, Magor, you got every Trek on Blu-ray except the original animated series and Strange New Worlds. Oh, all right. You're a big collector. In Star Trek Enterprise, the science officer is addicted to space crack. Oh, that's only good if they actually called it space crack, like astro crack. Oh, God. Oh, that's funny. Fucking space crack, man. She's got a fatal case of crackitis. This bitch be, hi! You come in, she's like, what are you doing? I'm fucking sciencing in here, motherfucker. Oh. Yo, you got any space rock? I'll suck your dick. Replicator. Replicate more space crack. That's it. That's what happens. Mankind fucking gets replicating technology in Star Trek, and everybody just does drugs because you can just get all the drugs you need. People just have sex with robots and get high on drugs and don't bother going to space because why would you go to space when you have infinite drugs and sex robots? What's the weirdest fictional drug from movies or TV? That's a really good question, actually. You know what? Like, I feel like that actually would make a cool, like, top 5 weirdest fake drugs from movies. Donkey crank. It's crank made out of donkey dicks. When are we getting to Spaceballs talk? Well, I guess I'd have to rewatch it, man. Space heroin, you inject it directly into your asshole. Parade Stop. Yeah, Dread was pretty good, man. Dread was pretty good, bro. Jess, you can't download anymore. What'd you do? Use up all your bandwidth? You're running a bandwidth for the month? I'm like the priest of a crap religion. Oh, Jess, can't live the pirate life anymore. That's unfortunate, buddy. That's unfortunate. Your wayward ways have come to an end, bro. Yeah, if you try and go to websites and like skirt around going through official channels, then you go into virus territory. You're like, psst, psst, hey, you want to see that new movie that just came out? Come on over here so I can fuck your computer in the butt and hold it hostage and try and rob you. Didn't Fifth Element have some trouble? I don't know. I don't remember it. I remember Fifth Element, but I don't remember that. I mean, Chris Rock's character must have been on something. For sure. That guy was so annoying. Marvel's Legion was smoking something blue. I don't know, man. Is he Heisenberging? Is he Heisenberging, bro? Oh, it's so dope to be able to watch series from the beginning, man. It's so cool. Remember the Tom Cruise movie with the psychics? What? Oh, is that like Minority Report? To key, one of your favorite episodes of Voyager is the Voyager conspiracy. All right. Chris Tucker, not Rock. Oh, did I say Chris Rock? I meant Chris Tucker. I meant Chris Tucker. Chris Rock couldn't come anywhere near as annoying as Chris Tucker. Chris Tucker, I mean, good for him for building the career that he did, because he's hard to watch. He is hard to watch in a lot of stuff. Do like Fifth Element a lot, though. That's a fun movie. It's a good one. Oh, I can use some fucking sleep, apparently. Man. He's poor again. Chris Tucker wasted a lot of money off the Rush Hour franchise. That's unfortunate. It's unfortunate when like famous people didn't end up saving their money. It's easy to understand why. You don't know how long your career is going to be, and you can just assume it's always going to be like that, or you'll have more jobs or whatever else. Like, it's easy to make mistakes. And like just having the foresight to hang on to some of the money that you make so that later on you're doing okay. It's a great thing to do, and it's unfortunate when it doesn't happen. What? Splendor, some werewolf documentary? All right. Executioner, they had 2 Adam's apples, according to Millmaster. So, make of that what you will. Extra, extra manly. Jamestown says that's why you live humble. That's right. If you get rich, you don't go and buy a castle and shit. Like, just keep enough money so that you can live comfortably. That seems like a nice dream, man. The number of years that I was like living at extreme poverty level. Fuck, bro. I remember using a tea bag like 8 times in a row. The same tea bag, right? Like, legit. You got to stretch everything. You know? It's getting a cup of tea from an actual like coffee shop or whatever. Like tea, like, oh, go to Tim Hortons. It's like you get the extra tea bag and you like drag that out as much as you can because you got to make the $2 that cup of tea cost go a long way. So yeah, man, if I came into a bunch of money, you better believe I'd keep that fucking shit because I never want to go back to struggling on that level, man. Not even having enough money to be able to take the bus to the grocery store and shit. Brutal. Brutal. Yeah, Magor, as soon as you get your hands on $6 million, you're going to set up a staggered series of certificates of deposit, which will make 18 grand per month forever. Sounds good to me. I too just need to get my hands on $6 million so I can do that stuff. Because that sounds good. That sounds good. Jesse, I heard Jackie Chan is like not giving his money to his kid or whatever. And it's like, you should build your own. It's like, I can understand that. I can understand wanting to be like, yo, make your own way in the world. I'm not just going to hand everything to you. I can understand parents that want to. And they're like, yo, I built this up. I want to give it to my kids. And I can understand parents who are like, no, I don't want to. I don't want to. They're going to be stronger on their own if they do it for themselves, you know? Who's to say what approach is the best? But Jess, if Jackie Chan's not giving his money to his kid, maybe you can go and live with him and he'll give you the money. You ever think about that? You could be Jesse Chan. Devo, if you get $6 million, you're getting robot legs, a robot arm, and a robot eye. Oh, you're a fancy boy. If I get $6 million, I'm gonna get a pizza and some nice shoes. I'm gonna get a pizza and a nice pair of shoes. Yeah, man, it sucks. That sucks for Chris Tucker. And like Nick Cage apparently went and bought a bunch of castles and stuff. He can keep working though and making money, so it's probably not as big a deal for him. But still, man. Shane, embarks delivered to my door. Oh, I like the way you think, buddy. Kanzuki, you got your kid hooked on meth. Figured if he can overcome that, the rest of his life will be easy. Yo, on top of that, I bet you save a bunch of money on him not eating too, right? Because kids eat a lot of money in terms of food because they're growing and they need all that food. But if you get him hooked on meth, that'll stunt his growth and curb his appetite. So honestly, it just makes financial sense to get your kids hooked on meth, bro. That's a solid move. Like cheap meth though. If you're spending too much on the meth and then you're canceling out the savings from the foods, you gotta worry about that part. You gotta factor that into your equation. Clayton, you trying to do fucking shakedowns in here, buddy? What's this all about? What's this all about? You trying to shake down Jess? Oh, God. Who's ready for naps, guys? Who's ready for naps? Oh, well, Jess, if you guys are bugging each other, you guys can just keep handing $1 back and forth to each other. Here you go. Just trade it back and forth. Like an unending chain. An unending chain. Oh. All right, my friends, it's time for me to get going. Thanks for coming and hanging out. Have yourselves a great evening. It was fun talking about Voyager and other random subjects. But me and my tiny hands are where it's time to hit the trail. So, stay strong, stay long, and be gone.